Hello, my name is Sam. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate to you how to perform a latency testing in IxExplorer. In my setup today, I have only two ports. They're connected back to back, and they are two 1 gig ports, part of the ASM XMV card family. However, this procedure should apply to most of our recent and current cards. I'm going to use automatic instrumentation, which might not be available if you're using a very old family of load modules. All right, let's get started here. The first step I want to remind everybody as a good practice is to log in and take ownership of the ports that you're using. This way nobody steps on your test. Now I have a little stream here. It's basically default stream. I renamed it for better identification. This stream right here is pretty much has nothing but the default headers, which is MAC header. Now, in order to enable latency calculation or latency measurement for this stream, I need to enable instrumentation. The easiest way is using automatic instrumentation. You have the choice of selecting what type of measurement you want. Of course, to measure latency, you need timestamp and packet groups. Sequence checking and data integrity is optional if desired. One thing to always check for is to make sure you have enough space in your data payload to fit all the signatures. Sometimes you have a small frame size compared to the headers and encapsulations that you need, and you do not have enough space for the instrumentations. So you got to be careful about that. All right, so we're set up here. We're gonna go ahead and click OK. And now on the receive side, we're going to need to make sure the receive side is ready to process these signatures in these packets and measure the latency for us. On the receive side, I will also go ahead and enable automatic instrumentation. Um, what this does on a receive port, it'll basically enable um, filters and buckets on the receive port, where every packet is compared against that filter, and then they're put in different buckets where the latency of packets are measured one by one. These buckets are packet groups. Packet groups are basically signatures in every frame that we transmit that identifies that frame from other frames on the line or even other frames that we transmit. So this way we only measure latency for the packets that we are interested in. For example, if you're transmitting multiple types of packets from multiple source or to multiple destinations, etc., you want to be able to measure latency for each of those IPs. Then you use a different group ID for each of them, and then you would be able to see latency per group ID. Now, everything is set up here. We're ready to go. We just click OK. And we'll go ahead and create a packet group stat view. In the packet group stat view, you only need to add the receive ports. The latency is actually measured on the receive port. So we'll go ahead and add that. In my test, the receive port is port 211, 212. Now, there was the results saved from the previous run. We're not interested in that. We just go ahead and click collect. There's no traffic running, so nothing is going to be shown. I'm going to go ahead and switch my views to horizontal. This way I can control transmission of traffic at the same time see latency. Now, before I start traffic, I want to go ahead and right click on the card and clear timestamps. This would make sure that both transmit and receive ports are synchronized so that it gives us the most accurate results. Alright, I'm ready to transmit. I highlight the port, start transmit either from the top or right click, start transmit, and then stop. And these are our latency numbers. Now, one of the things that would come handy is that if you wanted to perform operations on multiple ports at once, you can create a port group. So in this case, let's say if I have multiple transmit ports and I want to click start transmit for all of them at once, I can create a port group that takes care of that for me. Essentially here in this example, because I'm doing a unidirectional traffic, I don't need both ports in there, but for demonstrations, you see that port group number 2 contains both of my ports. So I can right click on it, do a clear timestamp, I can right click on it, do a start transmit, and I can right click stop transmit. So this essentially takes care of it by grouping all the ports together, and it solves a lot of it saves a lot of time for us. All right, thank you for checking this video out and have a great day.